Well, this is an interesting question because there's a perspective around that you can take the same text and have like 5 different reading levels or 3 different reading levels, and some people are actually putting those out in the marketplace. From what I've seen, the a very common stance is just to chop up sentences and get different lexiles or DRPs or ATOS because of the differences in sentence lengths. So I'd be very reticent to go into systems where the lowest readers are given text with short sentences and often are shorter, okay? And then the highest kid has the same text, like that loss of bees. We could maybe say, here's a 300-word passage with a lexile of 500, and here's an 800 lexile passage with 600 words. Okay, so I'm saying that's not the stance that I'm suggesting. What I've been doing, and people can take a look at Text Project to see our FYIs for kids. I've been suggesting get a text that has some grist, that has some real meat to it, and make sure that the text has been thoughtfully written. In other words, text that teach, so that for the students who aren't very automatic, by chunking those texts, they should be able to get through them, especially if, as a teacher, I pick out a few core ideas that are fundamental to the text, that I ensure the kids have actually gotten those ideas. For example, that text about hiking, I might look at some words like that, pick out a few key words that have to do with hiking in the Alps, and then locating mummies or something like that, okay? And then I might, with some students, chunk the text. I mean, from what I'm seeing on the expectations of states on Park and Smarter Balanced, everybody's getting particular levels of text. And what I've been suggesting here, it's not that the kids who are very low can't read them. But the very lowest kids, I mean, there are some who really, really struggle. Some of these kids are just never being asked to read complex text. And so the poor keep getting poorer and the rich keep getting richer. So somehow we've got to, I've been working on creating some of these texts. We've got them here at Reading Plus. David Shula at readworks.org has about 1,500 magazine articles that are open access. So what I'm saying is, pick some text with enough grist for the whole group. And then for some kids, we may need to do some chunking of the text so that they can participate with the same text, but not doing the reading for them. Mm-hmm. Because I think many of you have heard me talk about the fact that teachers get better at reading when they do all the read alouds of the text. And I'm also hearing a lot of people doing round robin reading in classrooms, even in high school, with complex text. And keep remembering, if I'm following along, most kids don't follow along when somebody's reading orally, except to figure out what their paragraph is. And furthermore, if they're really poor readers, or even if they're not poor readers, oral reading is going to be a lot more slow than kids can read silently. And if it's a not very good oral reading, it's going to really impact your eye movements and your silent reading rate. So, this is a tough question, but I'm saying some of it, I think, is the right selection of text, and then some strategies around chunking those texts. It's not having shorter texts with shorter sentences for the kids who struggle most.